Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of SnowFool here in City Skylines, where last episode, guys, we really extended the train network. We actually got our first train line in, not an actual passenger one, but the ability for intercity trains to come into at least one station. We also set up an additional export harbour, which right now is not currently being used because the main reason is it's too far away for it to make any economical sense, which is why we got to build some more shipping routes. And today we are hopefully going to continue and maybe set up our first passenger train line, which is going to basically need a few more stations. So we are really expanding this train line, guys. Oh my goodness me, SnowFool is going to have so much connectivity. They're going to be literally spoiled for choice with when they wake up in the morning and they decide, what mode of transport should I take today? But as always, guys, if you are enjoying the series and want to see more, then make sure you smash that like button down below. And if you are new in here, make sure you do subscribe so you get notified when our next episode does come out. But boom! We're back, boys. We are back. And this is what we mainly focused on last episode. We extended the train line by this little V here, which goes all the way through, which is now kind of, it's sunken down as well. So when we do roads connecting to this, they're going to cross over the top. Comes all the way down. We had to rejig this whole little intersection with another V here with the train line still sunken. Had to change these underpasses to overpasses. This is the only underpass I can really get in because the train line, like I said again, it's sunken. And it expands all the way to over here, which we have a couple of things going on right now. We have our cargo harbour, which right now it's not really being used. If anything, it's only being used for trains. I'll tell you why in just a moment. We have our passenger harbour, and the only passenger harbour in the game right now. And we have this train station here, which at the moment there's no line going to it, just the intercity trains. Which people are coming in, tourists are coming in, and it enables them to crisscross not only between the harbour to the train line, but also to the tram and the metro. 4 variations of public transport can crisscross one another. But it's only really going to be in full effect once we get the train lines connected up. Now, believe it or not, this is probably one of the, I think this is the second cargo ship that's came out of here. Problem is, if I go to, the reason why it's not being heavily used right now, if I go to my shipping routes, you can see the line ends there because we had to, add this in ourselves, which goes all the way up to V here. Now, obviously, wherever they come from or wherever they go, it's easier to go to these 2 harbours because that's technically the shortest route. Now, we're eventually going to extend this line to go all the way down here, through here, and pop out just there. So anyone coming from this direction, obviously that then becomes the shortest route. And the only reason we're getting so many passenger ships is because it's the only passenger harbour we've got in the sea. So they've got no other way to go. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. We won't worry about it too much just yet. I'm not too bothered about it at this moment in time. I need to extend the passenger lines. So today, we're going to extend the passenger line. We're going to get at least 2 more stations in, and then hopefully we can create another loop. We've got one here, obviously. Want to get one around here. Want to get one around here. And then I can do a 3-station loop connection. So where you've got the trams doing short stops to go to places, the metros doing medium stops to go to places, the trains doing big stops to go to places. So you got that, small, medium, large transitions in transport, which hopefully will all complement one another. Now, eventually, when we work within this area, we'll probably have the 4th train stop over there. But obviously, we yet to work with that place, so I don't really know how the setup's going to go. So, we need to create a train loop. Now, it does involve maybe tearing through the city, but we can do this quite smartly. Now, currently, we got the loop here. It V's here, comes all the way down, obviously, to here, but then it kind of continues. So if I then tunnel it in here to pass it all the way through and then somehow pop it up in this region, we can then do something and create something. And then over on this side, where it V's and goes the opposite way, it tears through here and then goes underground there and then pops up here to connect to there. So we've got to try and bridge a connection looping round, which is going to be interesting. So I think what we do first is we focus on where we're going to have the train stations. Now, by doing this, also enables us to expand the cargo train line, because, you can kind of use the same lines, is interesting. So I think we should also think about how we've done this, how it kind of complements and transitions to other lines. Now, just here, we have a metro hub / tram hub or line. Now, if I got the train station here, it means it will come out. If this come into here, that goes straight. If a line goes straight this way, I can then, as this line comes in, I can V that to that. So rather than have the train on the main line, it always turns off to it. Now, it's not a huge problem because we're not going to have that many trains on it. But I think that with the way the city is set up is probably our best option that we actually have. So this is going to be interesting then. So if I place this in then, and we got to try and find the same station. I think it's within, I think, if I'm not mistaken, is it this one? No, that's the angled one. I've already forgotten which one it is. Is it you? No, it's definitely not you. Is it you? It's you. Okay, so I'm going to try. Ooh, that's a good point. Which is the best way to do it? I reckon it would be better to kind of flip it. So have it the opposite way round. So the train line is running against the road. Which would then mean I need to place this road here tearing up and through. So if I just do that for now, so it's in, flip this right round and pull it directly as close to the right as I possibly can to give us the most amount of space to enable an elevation change for it to be transitioned to sinking down. Now we already know there's a path connection that they can walk through. I believe we already know this. But that will transition quite nice. It's now just a case of getting this to do what I want it to do. Oh, this is exciting, isn't it, guys? It's exciting. So I'll use the parallel tool right now, and we'll try and figure out how I did it here. Actually, do you know what? I don't need to use the parallel tool. So I just remembered. If I go to the trains... Actually, no, if I do the road first, the road's probably the easiest way to do it. We know we're coming off this by an 11. So all I got to do is... Yeah, let me select one that's not connected to this. Go up by 1. That's your 11, and we take it to where it then is about to bend, which is there. And I'll bring this down just to here for now. I'll have to delete it and kind of switch it all up. But we know that the train line is dead center. And what is the level which is sunken to? If I click in and come off it, it's down by a 4. Is that really it? Is that really set to a 4? That can't be set to like a -4, can it? I would have thought we were higher than that, but hold on. We'll see. We'll see. So that there should be, if I kind of tear through it, you should have 3 and a 3 spacing, which works out really, really well. So bring that directly down to here. I can't see that being a 4, but then again, I don't know. Let me select it all, and then minus the power lines, and then align it to the object height of, for example, you. Did it sink down even more? I don't know. I mean, we'll have to play around with it. That's not to say that this area of this land here is the same height. So yeah, okay. We're going to have to sink it down quite a bit, to be honest with you, because it's going to transition into here. Now, for now, we're just going to anarchy this through. And the snap takes place there, but we're taking it to the bend. We're just going to anarchy it through for now. The snap is there by a 5 by 5. As we transition away from the tightness to a more centralized location. And then we've got to tunnel this train track, which is all the way back here, all the way through to then V here. So we're going to have to elevate all of this road as well. So let's transition this into a tunnel. Where are we? We are just here. So transition into a tunnel, which I'm going to bring down to a -10. Now, how does that tunnel look? That's reasonable. You can't complain too much. Now, this is going to tear all the way through. Through both of those two sides there. Tearing all the way through. Now, we're going to get to here. And then we're going to have to change some of this stuff up. So, we're going to stick to anarchy in it for the most part. So, bring that to a -4. Because that is what apparently this is all sunken to. So if I go there, so we should be coming out of the tunnel, which is a little bit further back. So let me quickly pause. Because I can see it's doing some damage here. And we have to actually go further back than I thought I was going to have to go. Right, where's the 21 happening? So for 21 is... Right, we'll go for a 20 there. And if I then tunnel this into there... Oh, I don't like how close it's going to have to be. I'm not a fan of how close it's going to have to be. So... Bring you to there. And... Right, I can use the move it tool to kind of move this stuff back. Alright, I can at least... upgrade... Can I not upgrade you to go back a little bit? I'm trying to make... This is going to be a lot difficult than I assumed it was going to be. It's not as simple as just dropping a train line, is it? It's not that simple. Right, if I bring this up to the 4 there, you get your little segment there, which I could then select the node here to move it back. Alright, hold on. Move back. So just to where that there appears, where there's a crisscross happenings, where I'm defying all the... Oh, no, 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 no! No, Seniac! You can make this so much simpler. Create that as an overpass. What am I doing? Seriously. Which will give me the freedom right now, delete a few of these buildings, to create the transition. Oh, I'm so dumb. Seriously. So if I bring this to here, to the 4, right, that's going to transition over. Oh, I'm so stupid. Right, okay, 21. And then we'll do a 21. So we'll get this in so we can see where it's all going to take place. So I can then sort out the elevation of this road. And then we'll kind of bring it all in a little bit tighter as well. So it doesn't look as silly. Right, I was having a right nightmare there. And I completely forgot about how I'm meant to be doing the whole road. Oh, what a damn noob. What an absolute noob. Right, anyway. Elevate these roads. So we elevated... Oh, no, 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 no. This is the tram road. This is tram road. I forgot it's got trams on it. Alright, elevate you. 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 And then this 4-lane road here, it should be this one. So, obviously, it sucks in a little bit. There's 2 variations you get with... is there 2 variations you get with it? Let me put that back down. Yeah, no, no, no. Oh, no, no. It's because I'm elevating it. Oh, damn. It kind of sucks it in a bit more, doesn't it? Right. Don't worry too much just now. But you can see that we definitely need to, like, bring these down. These are definitely... Oh. That -4 was definitely not it. You know what I mean? Alright, bringing you down. So I think that might be reasonable. I think it might be reasonable. Now, we've got to somehow select the train nodes here to kind of create the bending. Now, this one's going to be a little bit more difficult because of the road. You know what I mean? But let me just quickly sort out some alignments real quick. So, using the set slope mode, there to there. It should drop it down. There to there. There to there. Drops it down a little bit. We will slightly raise this just to kind of give it the bridge effect. But we're also going to... Yeah, I'll raise that as well. We're also going to terrain this to be flat. Did we do it elsewhere? Let me just double check over here. Yeah, we did it everywhere, didn't we? Yeah. Great stuff. And while I'm here as well, why don't we set the slope for this node here for the train directly to up there. So that's going to have to elevate over. We'll sort that out. Right, we're doing it somewhat in the right fashion. Brush size, bring all this flat. I could just smoothen it as well. And that's the case of just trying to make it as a natural transition as you can get it. There's only so much you can do to make it still look semi-realistic. And look at the difference to the right to the left of the approach of the trains. Right, can I select that node now? Right, I'm going to push that to there. To bend that in and round. And I think that's good. I think that's what you really need, to be honest with you. So obviously we've got passovers for this road. We need to get those in. So the rural road. So before I press play or do anything like that, we've now got to add these all back in. So these are now got to go up and over. So if I do it to an 8, so 8 by 9, that seems reasonable to me, I believe. So up to an 8. 8 could be too much as well, you just don't know. 8 by 9 and straight over. So that, that overpass is like, what's going on here? That was not a 9. Well, it was a 9 to what the terrain was saying. But that's all it needs to be just there. Now, obviously, we got residential buildings near a tunnel. I'm not sure how much they're going to like that, so I'll scrap the idea of having it just there. I'll add it in just to down here, and that's probably as far as I'm going to push it. Right? So, play mode again. As we're now back in action. No dramas. No dramas, boys. No dramas. And that should work. Now, obviously, what is now the elevation of this? If I... This is now set to a -2. That can't be right, can it? But I'll bring it to just here. To where it would transition into another tunnel. I've got to sync it all again as well. So here we'll have overpasses and there overpasses as well. Which will kind of link all up. I've got to sort this as an overpass right now. Now this is really, really close, this road. For it to like create as an overpass. So I don't know how this is going to work out. So if I elevate all of that. It's not like sunken down enough, you know what I mean? What I could do, I can throw an extra node in the middle to try and raise it. I can raise this a little bit as well to give it that effect. I think the can I select the the pillar inside of it? Or not? I can select it to move it slightly down, but you're not really going to get much out of this. I think that's as good as you're going to get it. We've tried to raise it, which will try and hide the elevation change again with this dropping down. So it does seem quite harsh. I think it also might be easier to transition the train station down a little bit. To drop that node there down considerably. Which that is now below it. So that's now below it, and then we'll just simply... Is it all okay here, by the way? Not really, no. So we're going to drop you down a tad bit. And then you. There's like a double connection there, which you're going to delete. Right, now we'll set the slope mode. So there's a lot more work going on than you actually initially think there is. And I'll do it from this node here. I think that's more important. Right, that takes care of all of that, which is glorious. Obviously, we're going to have said connection here. So I'll use the connection tool. Let's get the easiest connection. And then we'll maximize that bend. And obviously, we'll sink this down to there. So that's the space we've got to work with. Which, when you're smoothing it gives you a bit more leeway to play around with. Great stuff. Great stuff. Train line here needs to be connected in, which we will eventually sink the whole lot. But that's our second station. That is our second station. Oh, that's pretty good. Now, what would you do if you wanted to implement, let's just say, I don't know, the cargo line as well? Because I can set up a passenger line going back and forth, which is, you know, reasonable. But then, if I implemented the cargo line, we're also near water over here. So I could also do a shipping route, which means ships could maybe come up and down here. But how would you implement that? Because we've got the V here. There's nothing stopping me doing another V there. But it depends on how much this goes underground. I could do the V underground. See, if that's going to run up, does it go... Actually, does it go that way up and then pop up that way? Or does it kind of go this way? Right, let's figure out... Let's just figure out the next train line. So, the train station, sorry. So here we have the train track here going around. Okay. Now, what if that went under, turned, and then went directly this way, and then this became the V here? Underground? Or do I bring it this way, and then V it here? Oh! I could do another passenger harbour here, which will be another transition. But there's no metro over here, because we haven't done a loop on this side. So you only really connect it to a thingamajig. A tram route. And the size of that train station, if I flipped it the other way, right, what is the size requested? It's just a normal 10, isn't it? Oh, 11. Okay, we can go for a normal 11. So if I come up here then by an 11, which is your standard 10 coming off this. Now this road here could go down, and it could be the connection for another passenger hub. So if that's connected there, this train station would be here. But we are going to have the same issue in regards to having to go under this, which it's not a huge issue. And we've got just as much space as we've got there. Well, it works here. Now I'm thinking, to give us a little bit more space, I go... So we've done 11. That now becomes a 15. Now the only reason I'm doing this is because putting this here, like this, it gives you more space just on this side for the land to drop down. Oh, hold on. No. Because I've just realised I've also then got to bring it from this way. Ooh, okay. So, okay, if I did that then, I'll scrap this idea. And then reposition you. If I reposition you there, is that directly in line with that? Yeah, so it becomes an additional road connection like that to ease into this area. Hopefully there's not too much traffic going on. That can then V into that perfectly fine. Well, it wouldn't really V because no passenger train would want to go this way. It will just kind of come down and then skedaddle that way. This is the, not the issue, but the issue. So it's a case of I need to instantly tunnel it. Now there's only one reason that I'm doing this. So if I bring this down to, let's go to 8. That tunnel then takes place, but it's not really deep enough. What's going on? Do I need to extend it a bit further? I'm going to go down by 12. Just give us that node. So if I bring it down enough where you lose that, that's fine. So the whole reason I'm putting it here is to have the potential to get a passenger harbour in. And if I'm to do additional tram stops, we have a tram stop there, which is in walking distance with crisscrossing the free, with a metro line tearing through. That's what it's all geared up for. That is what it's all geared up for right now. I think so far this is my least favourite one. This is my least favourite of all the train stops that... Well, I say all the train stops, only built in 3, but, you know, you get the point of it. You get the point. It's my least favourite one. Okay, so... that does that. This only really, in reality... need to... I mean... it doesn't need to be a V, because I don't need trains to wait. So I could just do something like this. And not have to worry about any additional consequences. Just obviously angle it down correctly. So that runs to there and goes directly under. I could also keep this elevated so the tunnel goes a bit further. Just for something a little bit different. So if I elevated this road there to there, I could maybe then, going back to the trains, first things first, extending this a little bit further. Right, let's bring it to there. And then deciding where the tunnel's then going to be. So if he goes there, that run, not short enough. So if I go from there, delete that bit, there to there on a transition. Really? Okay, that could work. But I'll push this node back a bit. So you get a more accentuated entry point. It's all about adding character. That's what I'm trying to do right now. It's all about trying to add a little bit of character, which works out gloriously. And it's a case of then just getting these now connected underground. So this needs to go underground. So if I make it go underground here... actually, no. As soon as you directly come off this, we'll make it go underground. So if I lead this up... and by this point here, we should be under... we'll go minus 12. So that takes place just there, and that's it then. We're back to business. We're back in business. We're crisscrossing. We're doing all the stuff. Now, I'm going to end that like that, because I don't really know where the road's going to then kind of commute and connect moving forward, but you get the gist of it. You get the gist of it. So, we just need to get this line underground here. Just going a little bit further. Now, we're going to have to pause, because I can see us having an issue with it just appearing here. Do we? Yes, we do ever so slightly. Drop that down, and you should not be able to see it now, right? Yeah, it's like it doesn't even exist. And then we need to create, if I go back by another 10, and I'll use the connection tool for this. La-di-da-di-da. And just do a simple connection like that. Now, technically, that now gives us a train loop. Now, I could, if I wanted to, V off this underground to bring it down here for another harbour, because I could stick another shipping harbour here. Why can't I see it? What's going on? What's going on, boys? Like here. And I have ships coming up and down here too. Has been the main vocal point for over here. But I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. We'll see what happens. Now, what's the transition like here for you? Making sure that the transition is a bit better, which I'm happy with that. Yeah, we'll just quickly smoothen this off, widen it a bit. So you can accentuate the dip. And that connects in, which we need to smoothen this off a bit here. Which we yet to do any smoothing here, by the way. So I'm really liking this kind of way we've gone about doing it. That we see it every so often, then it disappears again. I like the idea of it. I'm probably not too sure about this bit. Get rid of you. Tunnel mode. So the node's there, but why are we... I feel like we should have transitioned with the train line. Back a bit more. This don't feel right now. What's going on here? I think it's the nodes, isn't it? How the nodes kind of come together. Oh, if I go there, then there. So the tunnel happens here. But we're clearly not happy with the tunnel right now. Delete that bit just to there. Right, now we got a little bit more control. So I'm on the wrong thing here. There we go. Right, don't worry too much about any of this. Move that down a bit. There we go. That's better. It's better to have it before it than underneath it. That's what I think anyway. So connect you in, and you won't know any difference. It just looks visually more appealing. Which that road there is now elevated. It doesn't need to be elevated now. So I can sink that down, and we get a little bit more industry now in here. Glorious. Okay, that's all good then. Now, obviously, this one at the moment, this one here kind of technically feels a little bit out of place. But I've got to build more up in this area for it to kind of fit in just yet. So, slightly sticks out like a sore thumb. But that's okay. That's okay for now. So now then, we're going to get some trees in. So get the SnowFool brush. Alright, maybe bring that brush size down. So all the trees in where we're going to have the train line. Very good, very good, very good. Over on this side. Because I don't see us having much to do with over here. At this moment. Trees are our friends. They're natural sound barriers. Now, can I get rid of some of this power grid here? So I'm assuming I can get rid of this. Obviously, if I make this meet there. Now, this runs down to here, but we are connected there, so I don't need... just to there. So that's all connected. Is that rogue bit just there? So with the trees then, even though the trees are all dying off around here, we'll still squeeze some in. We'll still try and squeeze some in. Because eventually I might start switching out some of this industry for offices. Then you'll start to see the trees grow back. Right, we'll do a little brush stroke going down here too. It's all part of the SnowFool journey. It's all part of the SnowFool journey. This is coming together right now. So we now have this outer loop. This 3 stop, which will eventually be a 4 stop once I get a station over here and do something with it. So we can now get 2 loops or 2 train lines connected in. So obviously one there, which goes all the way around and doesn't stop until it gets to here. Which, in reality, for itself, cancel that then, because that's not gone the way I expected it to go. Alright, train line. Which side do you get it to stop on? That's the question. Alright, here to here. And then, so there, it will come into this way. And then heading back, but I want this on that side. How do you get it to go on that side? Obviously, because that's going to be the shortest route, isn't it? But how do you get it not to go there? Excuse me, I want you on this side. Now, if I put that there to then go this way, which of course I want on the other station. Right. Delete this. Delete you. There. Down to here. To... I might have to get the 4th station in. Like, just do a makeshift one. Just until... I've worked this area. Just so I can set my route up the way I want it to be set up. This is funny. This is quite funny. So I need to get like a really, really basic train station set up. So elevated match elevated. No. I just want like a normal train station. Let me just go for like a normal train station. Elevated train station. No, it's not what I want. Just your normal train station. And right, okay. So if I delete this, I'm just going to drop this here. Okay. Now, all this is here for, guys, is for me to set up this loop. Okay. That's all it's there for. It will eventually be gone and positioned in a better, you know, somewhere better. Even though this is actually a really good place for it, but obviously it's a little bit too close to this one. But it's there to create the loop. Oh, could you imagine right now if this doesn't actually work? And they still go down the other way because that's the shorter route. That'll be hilarious. Right, there. To here, which works. To there. So it's only, that train station's only there right now. So I can create this loop. To there. Then obviously one going the opposite way. It's a shame I can't utilize both platforms here. You know what I mean? I don't know how you do that. So when it's an end platform, an end station like it's set up to be, it's not possible to move it over to this side, is it? No. If anyone knows, let me know in the comment section down below. But yeah, there we go. So how many trains is he going to try and throw on these tracks? I think he's going to try and throw 3 on. I think we'll just go for 2 on both of them. And then play. Now, like I said, bearing in mind, this one over here is just a placeholder. Just so we can have it actually work. Can't really do much of this, can we? Can't really do much of it. But we have train lines now in. Larger stops, larger steps. Now, they should be able to walk through. I don't know if they do or not. Do they? I'm not sure. But what we'll do, we'll quickly add in some path right now. We'll try and zhuzh them all up a little bit. So where that connection there takes place here, if I brought that to there, that should now be all connected in. Because they should be able to use this little section here. Can I delete that? Oh no, I'm in underground mode. Right, let me try and select. Right, yeah, delete you. Because what I was hoping to see is, we have the staircase inside, don't we? If I run this path the full length here, if I do that, is that enough to technically make it connected to this side? I just want to learn the logistics of this without me having to run a path directly through it. We'll have to give it some time. What I'm hoping is, they go across the little overpass, and then as they come down the staircase here, they connect to this path. You know what I mean? Why am I doing that? I don't know. And how do I get out of underground mode? I can't select underground, like, to turn underground mode off. How do I get out of how do I get out of underground mode? What's carrying on? Stop going. Oh, there we go. I was say stop going into underground mode. Right, I don't think doing that path as I've done it is the answer. So I think it is something as basic as like I've done in the past. We'll run from there directly to here and allow them to fake connect themselves through. It is what it is, but you know, it should still work. And then the same for over here. Select you directly through. So we have that path that kind of tears through the middle. So they haven't got to transition and walk all the way around. It just makes things a little bit easier for them. For this one over here, it doesn't matter because we ain't got really anything connected on that side, so we're okay there. We are okay. Whether or not they use it is a different story. Yep, that person just used it. Okay, it can be used. It can be used. So we'll give the train line some time then to like tick through and kind of do what it needs to do. And I'll take, because we are needing to import more stuff, by the way. Oh, okay, we are needing to import stuff. Why don't we utilize this and get the shipping route in? So the ship path, which is here, we'll bring it directly in like that. And then we use the windy bendy one. Right now to tear through. Alright, where are we going with this? Directly this way. And then we'll do a straight path to connect to you. And now we're in. So we've got another alternative option right now to bring ships in from the opposite side of the map. Which should then hopefully evenly use both of these. That's what we're hoping for. And we'll just kind of see what happens. We'll see what happens. But having more imports would be great. But we also need to store the goods locally as well. It's really difficult to also try and figure out what they are. You kind of have to do like this weird outside connection thing. Where's the outside connection one? Is it you? Traffic routes? No. Industry? I always forget where you got to go. Is it this one? Outside connection. You can kind of see that what's complaining right now is oil. So what you have to do is not only have specific kind of like certain zoning, but also have some warehouses nearby that store that type of good locally. So it's just a case of now getting a couple of little factories down, little warehouses down that will store that type of good. So if I doubled up on 2, we need 4 different products. If I doubled up on 2 just there, and then try and place 2 more elsewhere. Let's see. I think we should get like 1 here. And then 1 there. So what we can store in these then is we need the zoned goods, basically. So forestry products, farming products, then over on these ones, oil products, and finally oil products. Now we have no particular zoned industry to fill those, but hopefully we get a few imports coming in that will fill it, and they'll have the natural resources nearby for them at the moment that they can utilize. Still waiting for a ship to come in and out. But it's just one step to kind of making it a lot more efficient in the whole area. Alright, a few people coming in and out to the train station, as you can now see. Which is nice, nice. This is all working. So, yeah, this tears through quite nice, which I'm quite impressed with. We got a little bit more residential kind of demand that we can kind of quickly spend right now. And then we'll just leave and utilize all the rest of this to being trees. Very good, very good. Just gotta wait for... Oh, was there a fire here? Why can't I... This building needs to be searched for survivors by disaster response before it can be rebuilt. We've got a burnt down gazebo. Well, that's not good, is it, guys? That's really not good. Okay. Right, we're storing goods. We are now storing goods in some of these warehouses. So you will see a lot of traffic as they all now drive here to fill up. But at least the goods can be stored anyway. Any ships coming through just yet? No. It normally takes a while when you add a new connection in. It does normally take a while. Where's all the passenger boats all of a sudden gone? Nobody wants to come here anymore. Yeah. Okay. So the only reason I want to get one over here is so we've got another localized import-export area for the city, which makes things a little bit easier. Now, if I was to, for example, to, let's say, drop something down here. I can't do it because I don't have a shipping path. But can we even get a shipping path down here? We can, which is good. So obviously that can go in. So if I just like dropped it there, just placed it there, it's now in. The train line comes off there. We'll probably have to go underground and then V underground, so you won't even see it. But at the same time, that there has now probably dictated the layout going down. We've also got the 4-lane road, which we kind of need the 4-lane road to come off here. We might need to reclaim a bit of this to pump it through. Because that's got to come down to an end somewhere. If that came across here, went up, that might go into my the roundabout that ends the highway. Ooh. Okay, so let's just figure this out then. So if I went for the that came out there, it goes diagonal in. We first got to figure out where the roundabout would take place. So if I just back on that with a 10 there. Now if I run this down by a... Oh, hold on. Run this down to a 60. Could I then get that to mimic this down here? Or is this going to bend into the roundabout as well? If that's down by 60, we're then looking at a 30 as being the central point. Now, that center point there is this center point here to where the highway comes in. Now, I don't know where I'm going to have the roundabout, but I don't really want to plan it out just yet. But just placing it in kind of gives us the idea to where it's all going to kind of come together. Okay. But I still don't know how this is going to go across. It's going to obviously elevate there, but we might have to... to be honest with you, I could even tunnel it there and then make it pop up over this side wherever I want it be. Because it would be a nice transition to get vehicles over here as well to kind of import-export. Leave that as it is anyway. Oh, lots of chaos going on over here right now. So I'm seeing lots of movement. So we got hopefully cargo ships for days coming in right now, which can bring in a lot more goods. Now there's a lot less people complaining, a lot less factories complaining now. Not as many as they once was. So they should, hopefully as more imports come in, we can fill up those warehouses, but we do need some, you know, specifically zoned industry within this area for it in general. Should I get the harbour in now? That's the ferry depot. There we go. Because I can squeeze this in a little bit further down. So let's just say I got it in there. Now it needs to be the same object height as this. Glorious. And I don't think you need the same issue. Or need to solve the same issue. Doing a loop. But it gives us more freedom to maybe turn this into a little bit of a tourist pier as well. So implementing that, believe it or not, guys, believe it or not, gives us connectivity on both sides of the city right now, in both waterways, and they're both hooked up to trains and the larger network in reality as well. Right, was that enough coverage there to give it the water? Yes. Interesting. We'll see how it all comes together. But we do need to sort out the import exports anyway. We need to kind of get them all sorted, but more accessibility right now, which means we can bring in so much more boats and ships if we wanted to. We're gonna have quite a busy shipping industry sailing around us, but it's getting there. It is getting there. So now we're giving it some time. What is the train line like? So not that many people utilising it, which kind of makes sense at the moment because there isn't really that much of a demand for it. You know what I mean? There isn't really that much of a demand. Not until we kind of start to get vaster in our transport networks. You're probably mainly going to see it more used for intercity passengers kind of coming in and out. But to be honest with you, I think we can get away with one train. We'll bring it down to one train. Still work for us. This one, bring it down to one train. No need to rush it too much. There we go. There we go. Interesting. It's going to be very interesting, boys. But I think we need now, we pretty much now need to go back in our next episode and start to fill in some of the gaps right now. Get some more people moved in as well. Tidy up some of the areas, fill in the gaps, fill in the spaces, and progress a little bit more forward as we start adding in more kind of, you know, utility stuff and more services to keep the city functional and flowing. So we've given it some lifelines right now in the last couple of episodes. We've implemented some kind of grand infrastructure as well. The veins of the city in terms of public transport are crazy. Like legit crazy. You can't really complain much about not having enough public transport at this point. You really can't complain that much. We are starting to see a lot more traffic skedoodling around right now, which is, again, understandable. I've got these warehouses demanding more goods coming in and out. To fill them up, you're going to need a lot of traffic. So, do we need a little train line around here to kind of shorten the distances? Probably. But then again, we are filling warehouses for the first time. So, gotta give them some time. So, we're opened up for business. We're rocking and a rolling. Until next time, guys, I'll see you all soon. So, goodbye.